Hey, SIA, thanks for joining me. It's test number 75. PNG versus JPG. Which one's the winner? Let's find out. All right, so if you've been following this channel, I actually released the part one of this test where the PNG page dropped like a rock. So we wanted to test it again because it is kind of significant. Like, why would they do that? And this test was actually done a couple months later. So it reflects updates and such back in the day. And the short version is both of these kind of balanced out now. So the PNG didn't drop the page and the JPEG wasn't the clear winner. It just kind of bounced in, and Google essentially said, hey, you got an image. We don't really care what PNG or JPEG. The file type doesn't really matter. And that's kind of good, right? So when we're thinking about times, especially when this is done, CDNs were, they were big, but there wasn't a whole bunch of them. There wasn't a whole application of them. Page speed optimization wasn't really a big deal. Obviously, the faster site, you hit the 3-second mark and you're good, but not everyone was crying and crowing over Core Web Vitals and all of that madness. This was probably in the early days where PageSpeed Insights came out, and that was a horrible waste of a program, and Core Web Vitals is an attempt to improve that, I would argue. That being said, when you're selecting PNGs, there's really specific purposes of it, and mainly it's primarily to take advantage of the transparency functions of a PNG, right? So you can put an image on there and then create a good watermark, or you can eliminate background in there and put some other things in your website. And essentially, for design purposes, it actually works out a little bit better than, say, a JPEG, where if you're going to do it and you want to match the background of the image to the background of the website, you have to remember the codes and do all that stuff. Well, the PNG, the transparency makes that stuff a little bit easier to pull off. So when we saw the original test where the PNG dropped down to the bottom, that's kind of significant. And remember, we had to make sure that we took advantage of the idea of file sizes to make them a little bit different. And so we got the file sizes as close as we can, and basically what happened is it's the same image, and one of the four of them are in PNG and one of them was in JPEG, and the JPEG didn't go up or it didn't go down, and the PNGs didn't drop or fall. So that's good for us. What is in the future? WebP is here. That's a 2010 thing. It's been out since 2010. Smush Pro, as far as I know, and was the first people to implement that as more and more browsers became available. And it wasn't because the technology was there, just because the web browsers, they didn't want to update their web browsers to identify WebPs. Even Chrome and WebP was a Google backed initiative, or a Google initiative, and Chrome didn't even necessarily always open WebP. And now that the browsers have pretty much universally said, hey, we're going to use WebP, that's a big thing, and it's being treated as this new latest and greatest, when in fact it's been around since 2010. And there's another one out there too, and it's a Avith, I believe that's the name of it. And essentially it's a play off of a video file from Adobe, and is now an image file system that is half the size of WebP. So as you see, these are going to continue to move along and improve, as I think it's not necessarily, we want it to make the web faster, let's improve. It's just new technologies. And as you make new technologies, you improve on the old ones. And it's the same with these image file sizes and being able to create new experiences on the web. And if you have smaller image files, it makes the entire experience a little bit smaller and load faster and more interactive and more fun for the user, right? So that's what's kind of driving that. So I hope you enjoy this. If you think of some other ways to test this, maybe use some different file types. There's plenty of them in different versions, like JPEG 1000, I think there is. And there's a whole bunch of different versions, but not very many for web. So We'll continue bouncing it. We'll keep an eye on it, but I don't expect that this is going to change anytime soon. And I think file size and speed of loading are probably going to have more of an impact than file type. But we'll see. Thank you for watching. If you could, hit the thumbs up or thumbs down and subscribe if you've not already, and we'll see you in the next video.